You love being in a band. I can tell, and you're a team player, you're a family guy. It's like the whole family thing. Now, from the last time I played with you, we were talking about your parents, especially your mom. They must have had like a huge impact as far as supporting you, doing what you're doing, which always helps. Am I right?
Yeah. No, my mom was definitely a big influence, man. She was just one of these people that, walked into the room and you knew she was there. She was larger than life. And she was kind of, she had a troubled childhood. So she was always kind of on. She was performing a lot of the time. And it was just to make people happy and make people laugh and to kind of, I think, get away from the craziness that she was dealing with at home, So, but to me, that just seemed normal. That was just like, that's how you be. You just like, you entertain people, and I'll never forget, man, my first memory of life, check it out, was I was about 2 years old. And my mom sat me up at my grandma Cronin's. She had a little baby grand piano in her apartment. There wasn't room for any other furniture, basically, but she had this baby grand piano. And she sat me up there and a couple of my aunts and uncles were there. And I just used to sit there at the piano and bang on the keys. But I banged with some sort of feel, just some sort of rhythmic thing. So these people actually thought that I knew how to play the piano, that I was some like prodigy musician, I was just a kid beating on something, So I've been beating on stuff ever since, man. Piano, guitar, timbales, whatever it is, man. I'll hit it.
Was she a musician also, or was she was into acting or dancer? Or?
She was kind of a Broadway musical person. In fact, my earliest influences musically were all, South Pacific, West Side Story, all those. And the thing about those shows is the songs, they were schmaltzy and they were kind of, Broadway musically, but there was something about them. They were, it must have sunk in because they had some structure and they had like memorable, parts that you heard it and then you heard some other stuff and then the memorable thing came back and you're like, oh, so I kind of got some sort of idea of song structures from those early Broadway show records. But that's what my mom was all about. She was just singing and dancing her way through her troubles,
Well, it doesn't get any better than Leonard Bernstein, who did all the songs for West Side Story. One of the most beautiful ballads ever written was Maria, and it's based on a tritone. Maria! And the tritone is the most dissonant interval in all of music. And he writes the most beautiful melody on the most, that's brilliant. Yeah. What's there not to learn from him?
Yeah. That song alone, it's a pop masterpiece is what it is. It just happened to be in a Broadway show because that was where music was being played.